What up? All right, I have a great topic that I feel like is something that a lot of people deal with, and every time I'd go speak at events, I would get asked this question about low back pain, right? Everyone's got low back pain. My low back hurts, my low back hurts. How do I fix it? What can I do to alleviate, that low back pain? I was the same way. I dealt with a lot of low back pain for a long time. I injured my back deadlifting because I wasn't getting good activation, which is key. Getting, glute and hamstring activation before you deadlift. Some of the things that I have found to remedy, once I started doing a lot of these stretches, I got very little low back pain. So also one thing what I want to do is, definitely get some sort of mobility. If you guys want to check out GoWOD Mobility, they definitely have a great tool in there that's going to help keep you on a daily routine to alleviate low back pain as well. These were my go-tos prior to finding GoWOD Mobility, but that is definitely also a great tool for you. So GoWOD Mobility First app, check them out. But here's my few go-tos that I found along the way that really helps. A lot of times what it's going to be is if your hip flexors are shut off, if your front of the hips are shortened, right, then you're going to be hunched over. And then if all of your hips turn off, right, then basically now your low back is doing all the work. If you can open this up, I'll find that really helps to alleviate some of that low back pain. So what I like to do is I have 3 stretches that I got from a guy named Kelly Sarrett. Phenomenal guy. You can look him up. He's got tons of amazing information out there. So yeah, couch stretch though is super simple. And what you're gonna want to do with this is you're gonna want to do it for at least 2 minutes on each side. And so you can do it actually on a couch, or you can do it on a floor against the wall. You're basically gonna put your knee on the floor, put your foot up against the wall, get into a little bit of a lunge, right? And now all I'm really doing is kind of squeezing my butt for about 5 seconds and then relaxing. And you start to really feel your hip flexor open up. All those people who are sitting all day long at jobs, all of this is really going to start to get shortened, and you definitely want to have this lengthened so that you have that, so it turns on and it's not shut off. Those muscles aren't shut off and you're getting way more into your back muscles than using your hip flexors. Do this 2 minutes each side, and every so often squeeze your glute for about 5 seconds and then relax, and you'll feel it actually, like you'll push into that hip flexor even a little more. You can even start to kind of turn and kind of feel those different spots. If you just like shift over a couple different ways, 2 minutes each side, and that'll really open up that hip flexor. Do this daily. This is one of the best stretches. Same thing, just switch sides. And you don't want to be like arched at the top of your back. You really want to start to like press that hip forward here. Squeezing the glute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel it, and just relax. It'll push you to it, yeah. But yeah, good 2 minutes each side. I would do it minimum. All right. Boom. Next one is going to be standing pigeon, almost, is kind of what you can call it. So you want to get something that's about waist height. And then basically all you're going to do is you're going to take your leg, kick it up. You want to kind of make sure that your butt's sitting back a little bit. And just ease into this, pressing that knee, kind of keeping that knee and ankle flat against whatever you're pressing. You can do this anywhere. You can do this on a table, on your couch, on the side, on the arm of your couch, wherever you can basically get about arm height, on your bed. And you're going to kind of like start to lean your chest forward. Again, all of these you're going to want to do about 2 minutes each side at least. You can kind of like move around and find like those nasty spots. Keeping your back flat, but bending at the waist, giving your back muscles time to relax, and that's why you get that back pain, is your back muscles are overworked so much because all the other stuff's turned off or shortened. Whew. Yeah. Come out of that stuff nice and slow. Don't just pop out of it. Switch sides, hit that second side. Yeah. So there's number 2. So couch stretch, standing pigeon, whatever you want to call it. Last stretch more so is kind of just want to pop your leg up and almost like basically you're kind of getting into like a squat position, but you're standing only one side at a time. And then you want to really like almost try to drive your elbow, get really into that. And you can move around here and you can find that spot that's tight. Like right now, my adductor is really pulling. All right, get on the other side. Same thing, just get that leg kicked up. Trying to keep your back straight, bending over. You'll really feel that high hamstring right down in here. That's where it's gonna start to feel like it's coming unglued a little bit. There we go. So those are my 3 hip stretches that I go to that really tend to help when my back's feeling tight. My last 2 things that I like to do that I have felt have had some of the biggest impact on alleviating low back tightness is on a GHD machine. They're called glute ham raises. And so, so you're gonna get in here. You're gonna get your knees. Basically, you want to put your knees on the front side of these pads here. Come in, and then really all you're gonna do is this more so is strengthening your low back, right? And not just not stretching. And when you have what I felt like this really activates my glutes and hamstrings. Obviously, just allows you to get out of your lower back as well. So you're not using your erector muscles quite as much. And it's also going to strengthen all your erectors a little bit too, and your hamstrings and glutes. But you really start to use the muscles to alleviate that back pain. When I started doing these, I really noticed not having nearly as much back pain, especially when I was deadlifting. So I do, like I said, like three sets of 15 to 20 of these. And so you're just going to kind of come down controlled. And then you're really just gonna fire that glute and hamstring and come up. And you'll really start to feel your hamstrings and glutes fire. So those are called glute ham raises. And then if you want, what I'll do on my 15th rep sometimes is I'll put either like a little weight or a little kettlebell right here. And all I'm gonna do, I'm not going all the way down, so basically just gonna hold this at parallel to the ground. Right? So I'm gonna pick this up and then try to hold it and really squeezing my hamstrings and glutes and low back, and this is really gonna help strengthen all those muscles. So yeah, try to hold that for like 30 seconds and come out of that and do that 3 times. And that has been a huge game changer for me. Cool, so last thing is gonna be reverse hypers. This is a great tool. Again, same thing, 3 sets of 15 reps. Pretty simple. You hop up here, you're gonna put your chest here, grab there, and push your legs in the straps here, and then basically just swing your legs up. And you want your legs to go straight parallel. You don't want to get into overextension. Then you actually might start getting some back pain from that. So, but this again, same thing. It's gonna strengthen your hamstrings, glutes, and low back. And when I started doing this and those last two combined, really started to feel like not have nearly as much back pain. So if you can, don't have your thing so high like ours right now. You want to try to control the descent. Don't become this like swinging pendulum. If you can try to control the down as well. And you will feel a fantastic burn of the old hamstrings and glutes on that. If you don't have actually a reverse hyper or access to one, it's kind of a simple movement to mimic. You can actually get some bands. Boom. So if you don't have a reverse hyper, because obviously not everyone has access to that, you can do it on the front side of a GHD, mimic the same movement, right? You're just gonna get your feet in here, grab the back. It's not quite the same, but it definitely gets the job done. You can definitely get a good burn there. If you don't have bands, you could try to get ankle weights, and you don't need a reverse hyper. You can do, a GHD. You can do this on, like I said, on a box with maybe a dumbbell and some bands or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways. Get creative with this to mimic that movement. So those are definitely my go-to for alleviating back tightness, low back tightness. It's a huge thing. I get asked the question a lot. Like I said, definitely check out Go Wide Mobility. They have some great tools on there as well. For me, over the past years, these are the 5 really great movements that I felt helped me alleviate it. So stretch out those hips and get those glutes and hamstrings and erectors really strong, and it typically helps to alleviate that back pain. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, comment down below, let me know. Any other stuff that you want to hear about that you think is that we could talk about on the show too. So notification, subscribe, do all that jazz. And as always, if the man comes around, don't forget to pay him.